Welcome to Cut Daisies and Unicorns, and this is a Trailer Friday. We are looking forward to the wonderful interview that we've got coming up that you are all going to be able to listen to, soak up, and soak in all the wonderful stuff we're going to talk about on Sunday with the great Doc Fordyce.
Dr. Fordyce, he's coming at you live, and man, it was a good interview. Phil, I think we did a good job, and by we doing a good job, I meant having Chris come on and be a part of the interview. Yeah,
That's good. Yeah, because he's already reached out to both of us, after listening, so he's been a listener of the podcast, so it wasn't foreign, of the concepts we were going to bring up and the conversation we were going to have.
Yeah.
So it's always good when somebody's familiar with it.
So if you're thinking about the Fringe episode and you really enjoyed that, then we would invite you to Fringe number 2. Because we got Chris is a geek. He's a nerd. He loves all kinds of that stuff, is well-read, well-watched, and a depth of knowledge. And so we did have a wonderful time in that conversation, and having him along and just gaining perspective. We definitely learned about Doctor Who.
We did. I'm kind of glad that we learned about Doctor Who because I think I remembered my dad when I was young watching some Doctor Who's, and I was completely like, what is this? This is weird.
Yeah, it's kind of spooky.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I remember seeing on PBS or whatever them showing the BBC of Doctor Who, and like maybe even back to the black and white. I recall, but like not very, I don't know. I'm having mixed early childhood memories with that and the Slee Stacks from Land of the Lost, and so I'm not sure which show it is that I was remembering.
Right, and that's where it blends. I mean, and that, like, so I didn't jump into it thinking, oh, like I'm interested in Doctor. Like I was like, this is weird, and it didn't grab my attention then.
But I feel like one of the things that I'm going to be able to research between now and the next time we shoot the next episode, I'm probably going to watch a few episodes.
I'm going to at least try to find out where the episodes are.
Oh, you're going that far. You're like, I'm going to at least try to find it.
Right. Where is it streaming? That's what I'd like to know.
Well, I wonder, oh my, if there was only a technology right now.
If there was only, hey, Alexa. Actually, I don't think we have any Alexas listening in this room, so.
Thank God. I'm anti. Stream Doctor Who. Stream over 10,000 hours of new hits. Well, let's see. It says HBO Max.
Well, so that's
Doctor Who is now available to stream exclusively on HBO Max via TV Guide with today's launch of the new mega streaming platform.
So HBO went and grabbed that audience, or at least they were trying to grab that audience.
Well, and Fordyce was right because it's available to stream on BritBox, which can be added as a channel to Amazon Prime Video with a BritBox subscription.
Yeah, I think I've seen it. I've come across it on Amazon before, so yeah.
Now, you can watch Doctor Who Season 1 on Prime Amazon. It says.
Okay. And this is the Season 1 reboot that we kind of went over.
2005.
Okay.
But
all right.
It will cost you $14.99 to buy Season 1.
So it's not Prime Video.
It's not. Yeah. No, you can. But that looks like it's the place to start.
All right, so it gives us a little bit of a, as it gives you, the listener watcher right now, a little bit of a sneak. We're going to talk about Doctor Who, and Chris gives us all kinds of information that neither one of us realized about Doctor Who. So, I'm interested at least on trying to understand it more.
I like to think of it as a backwards engineering to a cookie.
You're going to have to break down that analogy a little.
So here's the deal. Instead of having a chocolate chip cookie,
Yeah.
eating it, and thinking, I need to get the ingredients
Yeah.
or a recipe of everything that goes into so that I too can make chocolate chip cookies. All right?
Yeah.
We didn't start with a Doctor Who episode
Right.
and then say, I wonder what, this is all about. Let's go find out what makes this be what it is.
Right.
We actually bring it to a place where what we're doing is you get all the ingredients. So it's kind of like walking up to your fridge
Right.
and you look inside. As you peer, yet through a glass dimly, into the refrigerator, you're like, oh, I could make breakfast for dinner. Oh, well, everything's here for a lovely rabbit feast. I don't mean by eating rabbit, I mean you get to eat salad.
Right. The greens.
Or you look into your fridge. Now, because we don't go through a lot of bread, carbs at our house, we keep our bread in the fridge so it doesn't go bad. And so I would see the bread and think to myself, toasted peanut butter jelly sandwich sounds good about now. And then you gather the ingredients and you take the ingredients, and as you take in what your appetite has pulled you into, then you taste the loveliness of what you've made from all the ingredients. I'm saying, based on the information from Chris Fordyce, we're giving you all the ingredients that you will be able to go to 2005, the reboot of Doctor Who, and you will be able to jump in and have a general premise and make this experience the closest thing that could be a pleasurable experience
Right.
of Doctor Who.
Yeah.
All these years, I think part of the reason why I never got into it is because I didn't understand. The ingredients are there for understanding so that enjoyment can be had.
Right.
Now, there's people out there who love Doctor Who, and they're like, you guys are idiots.
I know.
Why can't you just dive in and just figure it out? And I was like, I don't know.
That was one of the first things that I was approached by someone, actually a teacher of Tyson's, when we started talking about, time.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, like, when are you bringing in Doctor Who? I'm like, I can't speak intelligently about Doctor Who. Sorry.
Yeah.
So even when the time comes in, these Doctor Whoians are like, well, got to talk about it. Like, yeah, I couldn't bring it in even if I wanted to.
Wow. Yeah. So maybe you're here and you're like, we're going to come back, and at least what we can do. And I think you have a rule of binge, right? Like, if you try something, but it really isn't working out, at least give it three episodes.
Oh, yeah.
For character development, plot, but isn't it weird how, like, when you go to watch something on TV, streaming, content, isn't it weird? Like, some things hit you and you're like, I'm drawn right in.
Right.
And then some things you're watching, I'm like, why are people watching this? Like, I have no fascination.
Right. Yeah, that's happened to me too.
I've hit season 3, episode 12 of NCIS.
Playing in the background?
Yeah, yeah. You know when I usually start watching it? When I'm making dinner. Tilt the iPad against the plate wall where the switch is for the lights, and then I just have it in the background. And then I hear him say, McGee, get over here. Slap.
Yeah, I started watching a show on FX through Hulu, and it's part of the Marvel universe, which I think it's called Legion. I always thought it was like Legion, meaning like reference to demons.
Oh, but it's not.
No, it's actually a mutant character.
Huh.
That actually will expand on like X-Men. That universe of Marvel.
Okay.
And I mean, it's one of those shows. Like it's unlike a Marvel movie or even a lot of the Marvel current shows that are out.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit It's a little bit out there. It's a little bit more. I mean, because it's kind of like the characters in his head, but also some of the other people are also in his head. Like, I don't know. It's
I'll have
hard
to check it
explain.
out.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Legion.
So a lot like the other mini series, spin-off series, like Luke Cage,
Yeah.
Iron Fist.
Right.
It's focusing on that character.
It'll focus on that character. And,
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Unlike Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.,
right.
which is a thread line through all of the multiverse movies.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
I got through like the third season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and then just lost track.
Me too.
And they keep putting more out.
Yeah, I think it's done now. But
Oh, is it?
Yeah, and I think it was like
Okay.
6 or 7. See, I didn't even realize it was going to go that long.
Do you ever feel like in your life where you ask the question, you're like, why am I willing to watch this movie 30 times, but I'm not willing to pick up a series? Like, I still have not seen the last season of Dexter.
Ooh. I love Dexter.
I know you do.
And that reboot's coming up.
Right.
Well, not reboot, I guess.
Right.
Additional season.
Oh,
after.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, no spoilers. I won't give you the...
Well, and for people who are fans of Friends, apparently that reunion launched this week. And so current culture, I mean, so I think there's a ceasefire in the Middle East, and
is.
that happened prior to Friends reunion being released. I don't know if there's a correlation.
Well, and it's after we also talked about it.
I know.
So
You know,
maybe our sound waves went out, reverberated to the Mideast.
Can I talk to you about my greatest disappointment this week? I don't want to focus on negative.
Right.
So tongue in cheek, my greatest disappointment. Last week we talked about Decoded.
Yeah.
I went to watch more seasons of Decoded on my on demand.
Yeah.
Guess what they pulled?
The episode on...
All of them.
Oh, everything.
Everything. I think this is my personal conspiracy. I think because our information hit the airwaves, they're like, no, we're going to make them pay for it.
That would be a great theory to be able to play out. When
Well,
was it pulled?
My camera's here and I have a microphone. I don't know who's turned it on. I don't have it on, but I think us talking about it and all of a sudden Decoded gone. I mean, I thankfully it was a late night and I got to see 3 episodes, and that fed us about the Bohemian Group, which I'm actually going to research the Bohemian cemetery that we talked about post the show. And find out more about Bohemian society in Chicago.
Yeah, so when we get to, I think it's early fall, they have those tours. We should go on one again.
We could do like a live
Right.
interview thing. Oh. I think people really like it when we get outside of our box.
Right.
Yeah, like when we did the trailer outside on the street. Hey, Phil. It was a
What
good
episode is this?
It was a good one. Yeah. You and I, our biorhythms are tied to the moon, and so like they get morning Steve and Phil, morning Phil and Steve.
They do.
It's like I had my coffee.
Oftentimes our coffee is still sitting.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And but I woke up at 6:30 this morning.
Yeah.
And feeling refreshed. I got my shot yesterday, my first COVID shot.
Oh.
Yeah.
No.
Feeling just a little tender. I
Little
went to
sore?
lean against a wall like I would normal in my sauntery self, and I'm like, ooh, that's a little tender. Nothing,
Yeah.
no rash, nothing else. And I'm lined up on June 16th for my 21-day follow-up.
Which one did you do?
Pfizer.
Okay.
Yeah, you did Moderna?
No, we'll be Pfizer brothers.
Oh.
So and Tyson's was Pfizer. Yeah, a whole family got Pfizer. So
But your second shot kind of pushed you a little
it
bit.
did.
Yeah. Tyson, how did it treat you? Did you get sick for your second shot? Yeah.
Yeah, him and Heather, no effects hardly at all.
Fingers crossed.
Right.
But people who've gotten Moderna, like I've heard horror stories
Yeah.
on the second shot. But it may be that it's a stronger vaccine.
Could be.
Who knows?
I mean, both of them have a pretty similar effective rate. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just one of those things where, if people are like, this isn't a discussion about the rights and the wrongs.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stand publicly where I've always stood, and that is I've been a vaccinated person. My family of origin, I got the shot for polio. The school system says that you need to have certain shots.
Right.
So, I grew up on a farm. I haven't had a tetanus booster for a few years.
My doctor was just asking me.
Oh, really? Yeah. And with my travel to Dominican and stuff like that, I probably should get a tetanus. And maybe I'll make an appointment this fall because my Aunt Linda, one of our super fans, said that she's had shingles twice, and she's like, absolutely, get the shingles vaccine. But because of my age and stuff like that it would be a good time. Doctor also wants me to have a colonoscopy. We're not going to go down that whole storyline. Notice I didn't say whole.
Yeah.
Yep, we're not going to go down that hole.
Yeah. We've been down that hole.
No, we haven't. This is not an outing.
It's not a group activity.
No, that's horrible. Funny. I've got so many places that I'd like to go with this, but then this is where I'm practicing my gate filter is working perfectly.
The restraint.
All right. So we were talking about, So, I've been vaccinated before. Now, I typically did not get the flu shot.
Yeah.
Only because it was inconvenient. I had to walk all the way down the hallway to Tiny Treasures when they were given the flu shot. Which, hey, you know what? If you've got 14 little munchkins all closely confined with all of their families, and you're a teacher, it makes sense. Go ahead and do that. Right. I usually had cantankerous people around me. They're so mean. Flu wouldn't even catch them if they got in the room.
Right.
Yeah. So anyway, but yeah, so then it's trip. So heading on vacation next week and then out to Santa Barbara for a week. And then I get to go to the Pacific Northwest for the first time in my life. I get to get out to Seattle.
Ooh.
Now, recognize, I say this all with the full awareness, not only is weed, pot legal in Chicago, it's also legal out in Seattle.
For a lot longer.
But didn't they also pass a drug or a thing about hallucinogenics?
Yeah, they've basically decriminalized all drugs, I believe.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I mean
they're all on the table.
Yeah, so I mean they still, I don't think they necessarily encourage it, but what they're saying is that they're going to decriminalize it, meaning if you're an addict, they don't want to just throw you into jail and act like that's going to solve all the problems. Like you're going to detox in prison.
Right.
We know that that's not the case.
Yeah, yeah.
And so when you're looking at what they're trying to do is taking that out of the realm of just prosecution and saying there's other help that can be necessary, and let's not just throw people into jail.
Okay. So that being said, not smoking weed in Oregon.
Still not.
Not gonna do cocaine. Not gonna shoot up some H. I mean, I'm committed to not doing that.
MDMA, nope.
Yeah, that would be a temptation. Anyway, but we continue on.
Yeah, that sounds like a good group of journeys out there. So.
Oh man. Yeah, Amy asked me about how I felt about San Francisco. I said, if you're getting out there in January, I'm in. It just depends on the timing and stuff like that. And then maybe a Florida trip because it's 16 properties she's got to get to.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so I'm North Carolina, Santa Barbara, Seattle.
Those are upcoming.
North Carolina wasn't a property though, but it was a good getaway, work related, i.e. Yeah. So I feel for as much time on a plane that another precaution layer in place is helpful. Got my TSA pre-check so I don't have to get grossed out by taking off my shoes at the airport. Has anybody ever thought of that? I mean, they're asking you to take off your shoes. All right, cool. So do I bring an extra pair of socks? Like this last time I walked through there, I'm like, do you know how many grimy people's feet have just walked the path that I have tread upon? Right. I mean, it's gross. Yeah. And nobody's there squirting the anti-germ stuff. But we're supposed to believe that coronavirus has been wiped down? Right. That's not happening. Put your hands over your head and let the little swirly thing do its thing.
Well, I just picked up my summer shoes, like shoes for summer, and they are just slip-ons. So no socks, just slip them on.
Yeah.
And that leaves you, I mean, your feet, can be in a condition where they can be sweaty, and sweat brings odor, and odor, all of that. Like, so
well, and
you're wearing slip-ons.
What creates the odor from the sweat? I'm scientifically.
I don't know. Toxins?
Yeah, I believe it would be bacteria. So your body, because everybody's leisurely strolling through the airport.
Yeah.
Right? No. I mean, like when you get there, you're in a hurry to get out of the car, then you got your stuff, then you got to go check in if you haven't pre-checked, all that stuff. So, and then you know that you're going to be around all these people that you haven't been around before. So you may perspire. I mean, you have a proclivity.
Right.
I sweat through my feet all the time. So then you've got moisture.
Right.
And then in the moisture, then there's where the bacteria is like, we're here to thrive. Can you smell me now?
Oh, yeah.
So stinky feet. So then you got stinky feet. Not only are they stinky, but they're sticky.
Right.
So whatever somebody else's whatever has been walked through there and across there, and then all of a sudden I'm like, come on, no, this is gross.
And that's where if I'm ever flying, I'm going to try to wear shoes that I can get off easy, but like I always wear socks. I mean, that's just what, like I'm not going to go barefoot or sockless flying.
Well, and you know what gets me is the conditional part of the cabin. For whatever reason, 30,000 feet in the air, they can have climate-controlled cabins. I get cold.
Right.
I mean, I don't think we've ever flown together where I don't have a layer, hooded sweatshirt, my favorite black coat that Micah stole from me and he gave back. I mean, I always have a layer. Right. And often I'll wear a baseball cap.
Yeah.
And it's not to conceal my identity. I mean, I'm pre-checked through. I've got a passport. Airbnb now has verified my identity. TSA, quick turnaround, 3 days, pre-approval. I don't have global entry yet, but, I mean, it's just in and out once a year. So, why? But, I mean, like, I'm not trying to hide who I am. And on all of my identification, guess what? I have a beard. So I'm not trying to hide any like facial scars that might put me on top most wanted list or anything like that. Right. And we put it out there. My name I go by on the podcast is the same. It's my natural given name.
Right.
My word, travel. So I wear a cap because it holds heat in.
Right.
And then I have a layer. I can't do flip-flops on a plane because my feet get too cold. Yeah.
Yeah, I've found that my feet often swell a bit when I fly too because of the altitude change.
So part of it has to do with altitude. Yep. The other part has to be with the confinement. I believe biologically airplanes have been designed to not benefit the human body.
I could see that.
Prove me wrong.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I mean, so you sit cramped. That means there's no place to stretch your legs, to open up the arteries and the vessels in your legs for good blood flow. I actually wear compression socks.
When you fly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
That would make sense.
Yeah. Prescribed by the doctor. Because had to do with cracks in my toes and poor circulation led to me getting a subdermal infection in my left leg.
Really?
Well, it's the leg that I had the bad knee on in football.
Yeah.
Old war injury here. And because of the surgeries that happen on that leg, the blood flow in that leg is not as good as the other one. And so this is where I knew about bacteria. Yeah. So the bacteria get through a crack in my cracked skin of my toes. Feet health is really important.
It is.
So, gentlemen, when your wife wants to go get a pedicure, don't turn her down. She's just taking care of the health of her feet. And the whole body is interconnected.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Teeth health, very, very important.
Vision.
Oh, my gosh. That's a story, too. I think I'm going to need trifocals.
Oh.
My last scripts, they're not working out.
Uh-oh.
Yep. Falling apart, Steve.
There's always something new.
Oh, my word. Yeah. Yeah, it's true. So, travel.
Travel's coming up.
Yep. I got my TSA pre-check, so I don't have to take my shoes off. There, we're back again. Yep.
Yeah.
It's not hard.
For pre-check.
TSA pre. I mean, because you've got some consulting things going on. And so you should consider going an hour before, and you just take your passport, blink, picture, boom. This is where we came up with, and we were talking about that your passport has a little chip in it that keeps track of every place you've been. So, but yeah.
Because they love to track. They want to know where you've been.
Everybody's tracking.
Right.
Yeah. I was walking in the other day into Walgreens, and I saw a camera that was posted in our little burb. And I was thinking, man, I'm glad I'm not committing a crime that they would catch me on this. I'm watching way too much NCIS.
What could this be used for?
Although there was a food crime committed last night.
Uh-oh.
Yep. So we had tacos.
Uh-huh.
It was Taco Wednesday in our world. And we were talking about it. Amy's like, I'd really like a Butterfinger. She goes, but they're hard to come by these days. I'm like, what?
Are they?
Are they? What? She goes, I've been on a search, and for the last 3 months, I've been craving a Butterfinger. And kind of funny that we have that in common. As a child, Butterfinger was like in my top 3 to 5.
Yeah.
And so anyway, we walked down to Walgreens, and that's where I saw the camera. And we decided to create a candy buffet. We had a candy buffet. Yeah. It was a Nestle's Hershey's candy buffet.
Uh-huh.
So
Did you do the minis, or is that how the buffet, or you just grabbed?
Yeah, I mean, it was like, well, what about this? So grabbed a couple. What are the big ones called?
Which big ones?
Like when you get like the
the king size.
Yeah, king size. That should have dawned on me when watching so much of The Crown. I mean, like king size Butterfinger. Here we go. So
when they started to divide those king size into like 2 slices, so you didn't have to feel bad if
we did. We shared one.
There you go.
Yeah, what's really interesting is the caloric content of a king size half is 10 to 15 calories greater than what a normal size candy bar was in the 80s and 90s.
Wow.
You know how I know this?
No.
Because I counted the calories back then. And a regular size Snicker candy bar, I believe this is correct, was 250 calories. Now somebody can, let us know that we need a fact checker. but 240 calories, just shy of what a candy bar used to be. Mm-hmm. But man, if you eat both of them, 245 calories, because 490 calories if you eat the whole king size. Mm-hmm. But we split that.
Yeah.
Then Kit Kat. Had to try Kit Kat. Mm-hmm. Aim couldn't remember a Twixt really, if it was something that she'd like or not. So Twixter, I really enjoy those. So we added that to the bargain list. And then, well, actually, the Kit Kat was going to become the adventure candy because they had dark chocolate.
Oh yeah.
But from that, we had a regular side Reese's peanut butter cup. So two cups, get to share. Snap off the little twigs for the Kit Kats. Mm-hmm. For those of you, I will bias your buffet, your Nestle / Mars Company candy buffet, and say, don't buy the dark chocolate Kit Kat.
Oh, really?
It's bad. Yeah. And for dark chocolate lovers, you say, well, I like dark chocolate. I'm like, yeah, but the regular Kit Kat is the way to go. The milk chocolate one, it's nostalgic. I mean, it just totally dialed in. Yeah. If you want dark chocolate, spend the money and get the other dark chocolate bar, 85, 93, 97% cocoa. Yeah, I mean, whatever you want.
High
like, yeah, do that one because it's more pleasurable. Yeah.
So did you find a Butterfinger?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
We got the king size.
Okay.
And we split it. Yeah. So I went to throw away the rest of the candy this morning as we were having coffee.
Yeah.
And which is normal practice for us. We're like, we're not going to some people would say, well, you shouldn't waste good candy. Mm-hmm. And then the other part is, have you seen my waist lately? So we're talking about two kinds of waste, and each are spelled differently for those who are listening in Greece. Mm-hmm. In the English language, waste, W-A-S-T-E versus W-A-I-S-T. And so the girth of my waist through COVID has grown. And so I'm like, hey, I'll take a little nibble here, little nibble there, and enjoy this buffet.
Yeah. Every once in a while, that's probably okay.
Oh, yeah, I think it's okay, And then I was going through, hey, you want me to throw this candy away? Oh, yeah, sure, go ahead. I'm like, whoa. We bought 2 king-size Butterfingers. And I'm like, you probably want to save this one if you've been craving it. Now, the good thing is it'll be two servings for Amy because I won't go back to it. I'll be like... And I had thought that Reese's peanut butter cups were like my current fave.
Yeah.
And I even thought about it last night, watching an episode of NCIS. I was like, why do I like it? And I like it because it just melts in your mouth. Mm-hmm. And if I was going to drink it with half and half, or drink half and half with it, it'd just be delightful. Right. People are like, you got to be kidding. You do that? Well, I won't do it now. Have you seen my waist?
Right.
But
there's a lot of high fat content.
Oh, my
in the
gosh.
Half and half.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it would have been a delightful experience, but I'm sure it would take, at least a couple more hours off my life. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, I mean, hey, I would say that maybe the Nestle Mars candy buffet might be a new thing that we start doing. It was so funny though when we walked into Walgreens and and Amy's like, oh, what a quaint store and stuff. I'm like, yeah. She's like, oh my gosh, I mean, there was this whole aisle of candy. She goes, there's a lot more candy here than is at this other store I stopped by, and they didn't have any Butterfinger. And she goes, and the gas station didn't have any Butterfinger, but now they got different versions of Butterfinger here. I mean, like, we are all set. Right. And but what's crazy is, kids are getting out of school and stuff, and so there's a boyfriend, girlfriend, and they had their box of microwave popcorn, and then they were picking up candies to go watch a movie, and You know, and then another girl came down the aisle. She didn't care that it was COVID. She was just like walking right through us, in front of us. I'm like, you know, I can't believe that you're doing this. And I think she was looking at me and saying, yeah, I can't believe you have that much candy. I'm sure my mom's Pilates class instructor would say that is not good for your former figure. And I would just turn to her and say, have you seen my waist? She's like, oh, I can.
Oh man, that is, yeah. Because I enjoy the peanut butter cups.
If I'm gonna do it,
Right.
I'm going with the big cup, king sized, and delightful. But you know what?
Yeah.
To me, that's dessert.
Right.
You know what the meal of candy bars is?
Huh.
Snickers.
Oh, right. Yeah. I think Snickers is more of a meal.
Absolutely.
Which is the reason why the campaign about like hungry,
Yeah.
right? You're not yourself when you're hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Snickers is a good,
It's a meal.
it's a meal replacement.
I consider it a meal replacement program. I mean, back in the day, I would get king size Snickers and a 32-ounce Diet Mountain Dew. Boop. I'm good.
Good.
At least until 6 or 7.
Yeah, I have enjoyed the peanut butter cup concrete custard at Culver's.
Oh.
So I'll usually if we're at Culver's and like sometimes people are eating all the butter burgers and I stopped eating butter burgers for a while. I'll do a salad, but then I'll also do concrete.
I think it evens it out.
Right.
You know,
at least in my head, I think it does.
You're using the enzymes in your stomach for digestion with that salad.
Right.
I mean, that's going to be gurgling and foaming all around. You might just as well add some of that custard loveliness.
Oh man, that custard's good though.
Yeah. I like it because it's creamy. Do you get it with vanilla or get it with chocolate?
Vanilla.
Oh, yeah. That's the way to go. Because there's those chocolate bites in there that are milk chocolatey, and you got the peanut butter.
Right. It's good stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Good
oh, man. You know what I did at Michaela's wedding?
What?
Did I say this already?
I don't know.
Double stuffed vanilla Oreos.
Vanilla. Double stuffed vanilla Oreos. Huh.
Yeah. Yeah, they're the yellow one. You know, yeah.
Right.
The vanilla, double stuffed,
Yeah.
and Nutella.
So you dip the double stuff in the Nutella.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that does sound pleasurable.
Amy was asking me, she's like, is there anything else you want to pick up? And I'm like, no, I had double stuffed vanilla Oreos with Nutella last weekend, and now we're doing a candy bar smorgasbord buffet. I'm like, I'm good. I'm pretty sure, and then, oh my word. Yeah. But that was something that's like my go-to take with me to Dominican treat for the team.
Yeah.
I get 2 packages of double stuffed vanilla Oreos and a container of Nutella. And then when we're playing cards some night, just pull that out. Guess what? Never have had to take either back.
It's a hit.
Oh, yeah. People love it. People love it.
Right.
But I don't buy Oreos for myself.
Right.
Oh, no. No way.
Because they wouldn't.
Never stand away
be
from
good.
that.
Right.
Yeah. And I actually have moved that I like my favorite M&M is the peanut M&M, but the peanuts get stuck in my teeth, so I like the peanut butter M&Ms. But again,
I do like those.
how far away is a peanut butter M&M from a Reese's peanut butter cup?
Right.
You just don't have the crispy shell. And the other thing is that M&Ms don't come out with different shape of M&Ms for holidays. You get the Christmas tree Reese's peanut butter cup. You get the egg. At
Easter.
At Easter. But at Halloween, don't they have pumpkins?
Yeah, they do.
And then when all else fails and you're not celebrating a holiday, you get the big cup king size
Right.
and eat them both and be like, you know what? I didn't have cheesecake. there's still less calories and fat content in a king size jumbo Reese's peanut butter cup than in a slice of
cheesecake.
But we can't take away the value of the delicacy of having cheesecake every once in a while. Is anybody hungry out there?
I am. It's making me hungry now.
So that's the rant. What are we going to rave about?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to everyone diving into this next Fringe episode.
Fringe, man. Share it. Share it. Let's get it out. We'd like to beat our old record.
All right.
Yeah. I'd love to get 100 viewers on this next Fringe episode.
Right.
That'd be great.
Yeah, so get your eyes on it and then share it.
Yeah. And in that, I'll probably cut it out of the video or whatever. I won't say. We're not going to split it in two. So,
Okay.
Chris, if you're wondering, I'm just going to let you know. We're doing a whole episode. All right?
So he'll hear the trailer and hear that we're not going to split it. We're just going to let it go.
It's true.
And so it's a little bit longer. But because we get into, we have some background on Chris, like let him,
Yeah.
And then we jump into some Fringe topics.
Yeah. The thing that we may follow up next week on is we ask Chris a really important question, and that is, how do you as a person deal with the idea of aliens and fringe topics in light of whatever your spiritual belief system is?
Right.
Which
we'll need to explore.
I'd like to just talk about some woundedness of as a child, that, what I faced, and nobody really taught me to feel bad about it. But I just kind of, in the system that I was in, didn't really feel the freedom to be able to discover fringe things. And so that's why I threw it out there. And Chris does embody love and just is a real empathetic human being. And so that comes out in the episode with the opportunity of really posing a question to create a wrestle. Yeah.
Yeah, and then stick around for the whole episode. I mean, Chris ends with some wise words for people.
Yep.
So stick around for that.
Yep. He definitely chose to be a great human being over a capitalist. That happened.
It's true.
All right.
All right.
Trailer Friday. That's what this is. What are you going to be?
Right. What are you going to be? And what kind of candy bar buffet are you going to have?
Hey, if you do go to a place and you create your own candy buffet, we would love to see pictures of it.
Share it.
Email it.
We'll maybe even take a couple into the episode and share it during that. Throw it up on the screen.
Following.
Right.
The next episode.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Not now.
Yeah, right. I'm like trying to think about how in the world. They haven't even heard this. So you're traveling into the future to say that this is what we will do.
We can do once you share your...
Oh, so good. So good.
All right, so do your job out there. Like, subscribe, share. Spread the word.
Peace.